Hello and welcome to Stardrop Tea, a Stardew Valley gossip podcast. I'm Shirley, your host, bringing up stories, secrets, and speculation for Stardew Valley. Solo this season, but with just as much unhinged theorizing as ever. And of course, speaking of this season, this is episode 29, which is kind of like a really fun situation that is taking place because in Stardew Valley, at least, each season is 28 days in the game, and we have wrapped up a full season. We had full 28 episodes with some extended versions as well, and now we're in a brand new season. It's almost like starting a brand new save file for me, at least, because I will be doing this solo. Doing it with a bit more knowledge, of course. I know how to complete a bunch of tasks, where Robin's axe is, how to reach level 100, how to turn on the mic and have it facing me correctly. And of course, I'm gonna do it completely differently because at the end of the day, that's kind of what Stardew Valley teaches you, that there's no wrong way to play the game. You can do it however you would like. And so, of course, that means things are a little bit different. It's been a minute, Stardrops. In early May, we had put out a message on Patreon and on different socials that the podcast was taking a break. So if it feels like it has been quiet around here, that is true. And it has been. It was a much needed break, and I'm really excited to be back. And of course, I want to address the big news that I mentioned at the top of the episode, that Hillary and I are no longer going to be co-hosting the podcast together. It was not an easy decision to make by any means. There are just other things that need to take priority right now, and definitely respect that decision. So this was something that we chatted about together. You can read more about it on Patreon and read it in Hillary's own voice as well. And I'm so incredibly grateful to have been able to do season 1 with Hillary. Really awesome and fun times creating this podcast together, and just absolute chaos, just making shit up on the fly pretty much all of the time. It was such a blast. I truly had a phenomenal time and really, really wonderful memories creating this. It is a space that I've always have thought about building, and I'm just really glad to see that it exists and that I got to share and do it with someone who is a wonderful human being. Of course, it's definitely a big change, and I want to recognize that. Honestly, when this decision fully took place, it was something that I had to then sit with, of okay, cool. So from moving forward, what happens next? Does the podcast continue to exist? Does it just stop and we have a time capsule of it all? And I go further into it on Patreon just because it allowed me to sit with my feelings on all of that. And the main thing was just that I was really nervous, and still am, because I'm a human being, of oh my god, what do I create and what will it look like and all of that. I've been sitting with it for some time, and really what it boils down to is the whole reason for this existing at the end of the day is to be able to create a space for community, for shenanigans, talking about this incredible game that brings so much joy to so many of us. I'm so incredibly grateful that through this podcast, it has allowed for a really special community to start being built and fostered through not just the interactions that we have with each other when writing back to an email, or of course doing mailbag, but then even people connecting with other people who have been on the podcast and connect with them there. And that has just been really beautiful to see, where there is that space to have joy during a time that is continuously and progressively just harder and harder for all of us. And I think we live in a moment in time where it's a lot harder to find that actual joy existing, and I am definitely seeking it wherever I can. And I know, and I take it really seriously, that this is a space that provides that to and for so many people. So that is definitely something I want to make sure continues to exist and is created through the conversations that we have, through guests, and whatever the future holds. I'll be honest with you all, I don't know what it will look like. I have a plan-ish, I can see the next couple of podcast episodes moving forward, but I don't know what my 5-year plan is, what the 1-year plan is. No one knows. Not the farmer, not I. And if you do, like, by all means, send me your 5-year plan. I would love to read it because, damn, dude, how do you stay in the zone so hard that you're like, yes, for sure, this is going to happen? As I get older, I recognize that you just don't have a lot of control and change is only constant. And so that is the only thing that I can for sure know will happen in the next 5 years is that things will change. And I'm looking forward to what that looks like. Figuring it out as I go. Obviously, continue to have speculation. There will be more gameplay. I'm also going to be getting into doing more video stuff as well. So I'm really excited about that too. And I am super open to continue to have guests on the podcast of people who have written in. So feel free to write in if you are interested on being on the podcast. I'd be happy to chat with you. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I'm nervous and it will be great. We'll laugh together, hopefully. And if you don't, it will be fine. But I wanted to say to you, the listener, thank you so much for the support that you have given this podcast in the last 1.5 years since it's been live. And that is something that I definitely do not take it for granted of how many people have reached out, let us know that this podcast has meant so much to them, that it has brought them joy on the subway, on their way home from work, to work, at the office, during very critical and difficult physical times. It's been so special to be able to have that with you all. And I look forward to continue to create that community with you all in the future. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see what it transforms into. And looking forward for this next season, and I hope you are as well. As far as what's next, this first episode, I definitely want to go into like what I've been up to because definitely, obviously, it's been a minute since the last episode. The last episode was recorded in like mid-April and then released in the very first weekend of May. And this is the very first time that I'm recording now, and it's July. I was gonna be recording earlier, but shenanigans have been taking place. Once you're in your mid-30s, it's so important to be doing any kind of strength training, and that can also just be walking too is fantastic for bone health if you're able to. But strength training is so important for your body because I lifted something wrong and I hurt my back. And I was like, oh my God. It's incredible how I make one wrong move and like I'm out. And I have to be horizontal. But my fucking farmer can die multiple times in the mines and wakes up the next day fine. Absolutely fine. It's beautiful to live vicariously through them because that's just not the reality whatsoever. So what has been going on for the past couple months? Been doing a lot of reading, trying to get back into books, knowledge, getting that info in my body, my noggin. I am in a book club, and that has been such a great way to have positive peer pressure. Which is what I needed to get back into reading, because was I going to read out of my own volition? The honest to Yoba answer is no. I wasn't. And I ended up doing it anyways, so I'm really proud of myself. Anywho, I got into a series that I'm obsessed with, and it is the Legendborn series, and wow, so good. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. If you have read it, please email. I would love to hear what you thought about it because it is incredible. And it is essentially like about King Arthur, magic. It also is talking about people who were enslaved and like root craft. And Brie, who's the lead, she is a Black teenager who discovers that her family has magic in her history, which is just incredible in the context of also being part of a family history that has enslaved people. So it touches upon the difficulty and like how hard it is for Black Americans specifically, like not being able to trace their lineage, and then finding that connection through death and grief. And it was so profound, really, really beautifully written. And it was a really fast read. The books are massive. I ended up having my thumb was hurting because I was just holding the book for so long. I was like, I'm committed. I have to figure out what happens next. So the first 3 books are out. The 4th one might be coming out in the next couple of years. This feels very similar to a certain someone who is the creator of this game. But like, when will 1.7 come out? Please, more 1.7, more. But also like take your time. This is the interesting thing now about also doing this by myself, is that I have to in real time correct myself of like, Shirley, that's not what you were talking about. The train has left the station. Let's get back. The books were amazing. They are worth the wait for the 4th one. I recommend that you read the first 3 multiple times anyways, which I plan to. Another book that I've also read and I just finished today is Of Monsters and Mainframes. If you haven't read that, it was so interesting. It's about a ship that is run by an AI, less data center AI, more like bicentennial man AI, cares about humanity kind of thing. And there's monsters on board of this ship that people don't think exists because they think it's folklore. The ship gets blamed for the deaths of like multiple different groups of passengers. And then there's the whole story of the people who join on the voyages. There's like a ragtag team of misfits that are part of the book, and the writing style and how witty it is was so fun. It's also like a really quick read, even though it's a massive book. And if you are interested in reading it, I highly recommend it. Please tell me what you've been reading, because I am so happy to get back into that. And it's been so much fun. And anyway, some news about Eric Barone, Stardew Valley is recently Eric has made a tweet and like a post about he was considering like not going on interviews anymore because some stuff has been taken out of context. Eric had gone on a podcast a while back. It was the Tiger Belly podcast about the game, and he had said that at one point he was considering how interesting it could be if you could like break up a marriage, specifically with like Robin and Demetrius. And then when it was announced earlier this year that there would be 2 new marriage candidates, people obviously were speculating as far as who's it gonna be. Is it gonna be Sandy, which most people got right, or would there potentially be the like ability to have Robin as someone who you could marry, or Demetrius? And then we found out, of course, it was Clint and Sandy. So yay. And that discussion kind of died out, but then I'm not sure like where it started, but some people started saying that Eric Barone might introduce a cheat code where you can like introduce infidelity into the game so that you can have that. And it's like, no, well, I'm not doing that. I didn't say that. And how things just get taken out of context, and it's been difficult to be able to like share what he's creating and how he's building stuff, because they'll just like run off with a story, and it is an interesting time. So no, that's not happening. Although if we were to do it in a way like introduce it maybe ethically, and I think if we're going to talk about ethics, then we really should make sure that we have a therapist in town, because right now therapy is kind of inaccessible to people of Pelican Town. You either have to go all the way to Zuzu City, or potentially you have a Zoom call, but there are not that many computers, so like bring it to town. These people have problems. They need a therapist. So yeah, that has been happening. And what else? I have not played that much. I did pick it up in the last like 2 weeks or so. I hadn't been playing for a long time actually, so it was nice to take a break from something. Even if it's a game that you love very deeply, which I do, definitely if I do something very often, in so many different facets where I'm not just playing, but I'm also talking about it and then I'm writing about it and blah, blah, blah. It can become draining. Anything can become draining, at least to me. And it was nice to take a break. And so I got back into it because I wanted to complete Perfection, and I did. Perfection has been accomplished. I am done with the 1.6 because that Perfection farm will once again, I'm sure, maybe, actually, I have no idea, have to reach perfection because it's never enough. It's never enough, Why can't it just be enough? But yeah, I'm looking forward to that 1.7 announcement any day. Whenever you're ready. Whenever you're ready, I'm ready. Whenever you're ready, I'm ready, Eric Barone, to play 1.7. And of course, to chit chat, but I know you're taking a break, and also I'm figuring this out. So I'll call my people, will call your people whenever our people want to talk. And anywho, what is up in the game? Because even though I've reached perfection, I still was learning a couple of new things. I'm gonna look at my recent screenshots because that's where I remember what I have done. Oh, I reached perfection on the last day of the year too, which was just really cute to have it be a new season, a new year. I was missing one craft item, and it was in the mastery room where you go in the cinder sap forest, go down to that little area that is in a cave, right? I guess it's a cave. And I had reached mastery like a while ago. I thought I was done, but I had not gone back to get the crafting item from the wall. And it was the fishing mastery, so I didn't have the challenge bait this whole time. Because I had gone through all of my crafting recipes. There is something in the settings that you can essentially say, like, show me how many times I have crafted an item, which I highly recommend putting that setting because otherwise I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know that information. So it's like more advanced information from crafting items. And I had gone through every single one multiple times. I was like, I've done it. I've done it. I've done it. Done it. Done it. And yeah, everything had been crafted. And I was losing my mind because what was I missing? I went on Reddit and I was like, what am I missing? Do I have every crafting item? And I went through multiple rounds of photos and I saw as a little fish, fucking little rainbow fish, just sitting there that I thought I had. I didn't have. Check everywhere. Do all the things. Be your best if you can. And then what is this? Sometimes I take screenshots. I'm like, the fuck were you thinking? I think I know. It is Pam telling me, wow, the sand's so comfortable. Like, I think I'm going to take my shoes off. I'm like, yeah, girl, experience the beach, have fun. It's just like, don't look too closely to my feet. I'm okay. Are you okay? Like, I'm okay. Like, are you okay? But like, also blur my feet. Blur your feet, people. Don't put your feet out for free. What else did I take a screenshot here of? Oh yeah, I reached perfection and Mr. Chi was saying, keep working hard and maybe you'll end up like me someday. And that is what I'm talking about. It's just never enough. It's never enough. I reached perfection. I have gotten everything in the game. I have reached the pinnacle. And then you're saying I have to keep trying so I can be like you? Buddy, I'm better than you. This whole town is surviving because of me. And maybe because of your challenges. So I guess maybe he's better than everyone. Who is he? I'm so excited for a deep dive into Mr. G. Like, that is coming. I will deep dive into who is he, what's happening, where are we going, Cotton Eye Joe, one day. And to kick off this very first episode, I do want to make sure that I continue on with some of the amazing emails that we have gotten as we get into some fresh content. One of the emails in today's mailbag actually helped me start an absolute spiral deep dive into a question that I'm not sure where it came from. It's been around for a couple years. Has something to do with Gus, has something to do with an alternative ego persona, if you will. So stay tuned in the end for that deep dive. And let's get into mailbag, the very first email. So we start off really strong. Baby slime in the dungeon, running to tell you that I just saw 2 slimes make a baby in the volcano dungeon. One slime had a heart appear over its head, then it speedily chased another slime that had an exclamation point over its head. They mingled, then a teeny tiny baby slime popped out. I'm talking smaller than the mini slimes that pop out of those giant purple slimes in skull caverns. Have you encountered this before? Signing off, Farmer Eden. Have I seen baby slimes be born and life being created? I have not. And that is because I have never had the slime hutch. So I guess this is why it's not enough. I haven't done everything, okay? The truth continues to come out. I continue to not have a slime hutch. But I have heard the reasons. I understand the ways. The money seems strong, and I will add it to my repertoire. But no, I have not seen it. That is awesome. I love that life was created in the wait. This is in the volcano dungeon. This is not even the slime hutch. The volcano dungeon. Have I seen that volcano dungeon? No, because every time I have been in the volcano dungeon, I need to run away. That was probably one of the hardest dungeons, and I plan to do a comparison between the mines, the skull caverns, and the volcano because they are quite different, and how you go about playing them also is actually interesting, and you should consider a couple things. But the volcano dungeon was one where I would just die so often, like maybe even more than the skull caverns, especially because you like can exit at a certain point and like you find the stairs. Sure, you find the stairs, you restart, but like you find the stairs. In the volcano, there's no stairs. You have to either get through to level 5 where you can have your exit, or you have to go all the way back to the beginning, or of course like finish the levels. But I just wouldn't make it. I wouldn't make it. That was one of the ones I definitely had to make sure that I always had a warp token back to the farm, or of course later on when I have my return scepter. So all that to say, I have not seen the teeny tiny babies because I was trying to run for my life and not die. But that is awesome. I will be looking out for them now because the volcanoes have so much going on for them. The mazes, the little robot floating things. What is happening in Ginger Island? We need to know. We need to know what's happening in Ginger Island. Who built this? Who built this? The monsters? You're gonna make me believe that the monsters built this? Mr. G built this? Why did he build this? There's so much to know. This next email is from Farmer Gray, reporting in again. I was missing some gems and found what looks like a dwarvish mine. I attached the video to show the whole floor. The amount of mine carts is crazy. I am fine with y'all doing whatever you want with this video. Thank you. Goodbye. P.S. Do you think my character is cute? I gave her a cute outfit for winter. Okay, let's look at this together. What do you mean you can't find the video? Open it. Okay, immediately yes. Okay, we're watching this together. Okay, so here's the video. This is very cute. It looks like we have a bunch of carts. We're going to the left-hand side and just, yeah, it's a room. Yeah, like what we're kind of like staging what's going on there. I mean, truly, the mines have so many secrets. And I think it's because we are not getting to have the original versions of Stardew Valley. If you looked at the anniversary video, there were some video clips of what it looked like. And down in the mountains, the dwarves had a whole like underground city, and it was really cool. And I think that that's probably like remnants of it. And I feel like we're missing out on more dwarves. But I know that that would probably mean 1,000 more years of building. But hey, maybe since we saw that someone could create a mod, I think that could be actually really cool. If someone creates a mod of the underground city for the dwarves, or if that already exists, please send it my way. I am considering, because I know that the cost of literally everything has gone up, and especially for PC stuff. If you are a PC gamer and you have any recommendations for places that I should look, or my PC build or whatever, please send them my way. I am looking forward to it because I would like to do a bit more gaming on my PC, or potentially I might get a Steam Deck because I want to be able to play with mods. So I think that that would be really cool. My laptop cannot take it. So it is a personal choice for me to want to do this. I would like to do it because this machine that I'm on right now is consistently struggling and sounds like it's taking off. And I hope that the pilot is licensed, but I'm not entirely sure. So was your farmer and your character cute? Farmer Gray? Absolutely. Love the little fit. We've got a earmuff situation. We got blue earmuffs. We've got a little cute bluish vest with potentially either shorts or skirt. Skirt that's also shorts. If you don't know what those are, they are skirts. Hello. And they're very practical. And then we've got the jewel shoes. You're looking super stylish. Honestly, I'm loving it. Let me see when you turn around with the back of your hair. Oh, we've got bangs and a cute little bob. Yeah, this is a fit. I love it. And I like the coordination. It's a really great gradient of cool jewel tones. And I think you've done a really great job here. So fantastic work. Fantastic work. Keep up the fits. Thank you. The next email is from Lena. Hey folks, I was the one who commented about my 5-year-old son loving the podcast. He wanted to ask you to feature his theory about Green Rain Day on an episode in the future. To clarify, he claims that during a visit to the wizard, he was informed of a secret trapdoor hidden in the Calico Desert which contains the green rain. He also says that there are 30 chances, he might mean 30%, that Mr. Chi created the green rain because he's an alien and he wants the villagers to think it was raining aliens. What are your thoughts? Take care and stay hydrated. John of Pizza Farm and Lomi of Bog Farm. I trust your child, and it's important to listen to children. And do I know of a secret trapdoor hidden in Calico Desert? Is it in Calico Desert, or is it in potentially the whatchamacallit? You know what I mean? Okay. Is it in Calico Desert, or is it in the Skull Mines? Let's find out together. I'm gonna go to Calico Desert right now. Take me to your supervisor. I must see about a secret hidden trap door that contains the green rain. What? I'm just gonna make shit up while I'm loading all of this. Okay, so contains the green rain, the thing that creates it. Are we thinking it's a machine? A machine makes a lot of sense because it feels quite localized. We've got Pelican Town, and we don't ever hear about green rain happening in Zoo City. I don't believe that there's commentary on that. If there is, email me at stardroptpodcast@gmail.com, please. And there is definitely the possibility that it's a machine because of everything that Mr. Chi is capable of creating in this universe. It would make a lot of sense that this is possible and it could happen. So then, yeah, I would think it would be a machine. Controlling it from there makes sense because we've got access to the casino. Ooh, is it in the casino? Because that's where he is. In one of his different forms, too. Because the Mr. Chi that you meet in the casino looks a bit different than the one that you meet in Ginger Island. Let's find out. Desert, please. I'm in the desert. I'm going into the oasis. It's locked. It opens at 9 a.m. Okay. I can't enter a casino at 6:50 a.m. in what I presume is something like Las Vegas or any of our desert casinos. Is not going to be open at 6:50 a.m. Okay. That sounds like a lie. It's 7:10. Can we hurry up? Oh, okay. In the meantime, I'm gonna look for a secret trapdoor. Just got a bunch of carrot seeds. Not a trapdoor, but still quite nice. Does the desert trademan know? What do we got here? I don't see a trapdoor, a secret door. There's a space where you get the galaxy sword. I mean, it is a secret, so I would imagine that if it was easier. And the wizard told you this, so maybe I can't see it. It's just the wizard that can. We'll find out. 20 more minutes until it's 9 a.m. This is so unrealistic. This is a very unrealistic version of life at a casino. Like, it's not open. And it closes at 11:50. Okay, because we're running a reputable business. Right. I know you end up here someday. Of course, I had to make it a little difficult, so you'd have an incentive to achieve excellence. I've literally already gotten perfection. What is this shit? What are you even talking about? Where's the secret trapdoor? Where are you hiding the green rain, sir? Is it by Q coins? Is it this guy? Okay, so jury is out on where that is. I will keep my eyes peeled though. And I love the idea. And I definitely think that Mr. Chi would create it because he wants people to think that there's aliens. Also because there are aliens. Aliens are real. The government finally told us that aliens are real. No, but also aliens are real. They come from the ocean. Green rain wouldn't be that far off. So I see it. I believe it. I trust. Thank you so much for writing in. Interestingly enough, we actually got another email about the green rain right after that one too. So again, I do think that it was potentially created and there could be a secret trapdoor. Haven't seen anything about it, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's some kind of code somewhere. And if also it was all made up, I'm in full support of that too. The next email that we got from the green rain is from Madeline, who says, maybe this is a Midwest thing, but I just assumed that the green rain was a tornado warning. There is a phenomenon in real life where the sky will turn green right before a tornado. The extra fiber could be from downed trees and scattered foliage. That makes a lot of sense. The sky does have different colors, and it is important to know we're learning a lot of meteorological is that how you say it? Meteorological. It's important to know about the sky colors. The sky definitely can give you a warning, and also usually the animals know. In this instance, like when I look at the game itself, we don't have tornadoes here, but I would not put it past that as a possibility. There are not really a lot of tornadoes in the Pacific Northwest, but although recently there have been some sightings just because of climate change, it is changing everywhere we are, so it could be possible. And then what I think it makes it slightly different from a tornado is just that usually after the green rain or during the green rain, there's obviously a lot of fallen foliage, but there's also just so many new trees. So it feels more mystical, less tornado itself, and more like it's aliens giving us foliage. It's the planet, the earth, the town, wherever we are, providing us with the resources that we need. It's Mr. Chi poisoning us. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. But one thing I know is that read up on where you are and learning about sky colors could be really important, could save your life. That is the green rain. Is it a secret trapdoor? Or is it a tornado warning? And then we've got another email from Maisie. Hello, I'm writing to tell you that I absolutely love your podcast. I discovered it about 2 weeks ago and have been binge listening to episodes ever since. I started playing Stardew Valley in January this year, and I love hearing people's theories and gossip about the game. I'm currently in winter of year 4, and I live with my husband, Sebastian, and 2 kids, Leo and Gerard. Your podcast has brought me so much joy on multiple occasions and made my family ask, what am I laughing about? Silly gooses is what you're laughing about. My favorite episode that I've listened to so far are the ones about casting the hypothetical movie and the one where you did a deep dive on Abigail. I relate to her a lot. Since I haven't listened to all of your episodes yet, I'm not sure if you already gone over this, but have you heard the theory that Queen of Sauce is Gus's drag persona? I saw the theory on Pinterest and it became one of my favorite headcanons. Anyways, I hope you're doing well and I can't wait to finish all your episodes. Before we get into that incredible headcanon, because we are about to deep dive into it, I wanted to highlight a photo that they sent, a screenshot of their house, which they said, P.S. Here's a screenshot of my house. It's ugly AF at the moment. False. You are putting food on the table, a roof over these children's heads. You've got multiple chests. They've got toys. You've got what looks like a little pond or something. You have a fireplace. You have a TV. This is enough. You are enough. You're doing enough. But it's really cute. We've got 2 kids. I mean, you are moving really fast in this relationship. If this is your first one with 2 children, but you do you. You know, you got this, and you have a portrait. You have everything you need. But Gus, the drag persona, is Queen of Sauce. Let's dive into that right now. I love this headcanon because there is not a lot of information to substantiate it, both to be against it, but also to be for it. So it's, as everything is on this podcast, purely speculation. Before I answer with my own thoughts, because I definitely have some thoughts, and I found out some stuff that makes me really question what we're being told about Gus. This is so exciting because I think that Gus is someone who should definitely have an expanded backstory, and I really hope that that happens. Even if we can't date him, we should at least understand a little bit more about who he is and what he does with his time beyond just working at the saloon. And please give that man a break, a vacation. Like, he absolutely needs it. So I was doing some research on where did this fan theory come from. I didn't actually find like a complete source. If someone knows the very first comment, please send them my way. I went through quite a few pages on Reddit and YouTube, and I couldn't find like the undeniable first person to bring it up. But one of the first ones I saw was 2 years ago. There was a photo of the Queen of Sauce in the cookbook, which I own myself. And people were saying, oh, finally, this is what we think that the Queen of Sauce looks like, because the current image that we have of the Queen of Sauce is very pixelated and also quite tiny because it's mostly viewing the Queen of Sauce through the TV, so we weren't 100% sure what she looked like. And someone wrote in that post, so the Queen of Sauce isn't Gus's secret drag persona, and people were saying, oh my god, that would have been perfect. But 3 years ago, there was another post about the Queen of Sauce and the little image icon that said, I thought the Queen of Sauce was a rotisserie chicken with its own cooking show. But like, please expand upon that. Like, what do you mean that the rotisserie chicken had its own cooking show? Just like, hey, I'm a chicken. Here's some recipes, which would be awesome, of course. And someone in the comments wrote, nah, it's Gus in his drag persona. So this has been going on for some time. People definitely think that Gus potentially could be the Queen of Sauce. So I wanted to find out, what are people saying in the Reddit post that was the direct question. What do we think? A lot of people were saying, like, no, cite your sources. I don't think so. When would he have any time? Right now, Queen of Sauce is someone who lives in Suzu City, so like he can't even be gone because he's working pretty much from 12 to 12, 7 days a week. So when would he actually be able to go there? And then someone else said, I don't think it could be him either because Gus hates coleslaw. Take a look at what the Queen of Sauce says about coleslaw on Spring 14, and it should be clear they're totally different people. And so what the recipe for the Queen of Sauce says, it says coleslaw. Envisioning bland mounds of limp cabbage? You're not alone, but a great coleslaw can be so much more. Make sure you have juicy, fresh cabbage for this one, tossed with a little vinegar and mayonnaise, and you're all set. Aw, that's crisp. And when you go into Gus's wiki page, in his hate items, he actually has coleslaw listed there. That if you were to give it to him, he would say, this is absolute junk. I'm offended. How dare you? And I think that's very interesting that he would say that he hates coleslaw and he absolutely finds it disgusting and he's offended because his favorite and most loved food item is a fish taco. And that, quite famously, it has coleslaw in it. And in the cookbook, The fish taco is listed on page 80 and coleslaw is listed on page 81 because they absolutely go together. This is a recipe that Linus loves, and he says my favorite way to eat it is with a chipotle tuna and homemade coleslaw. It makes it like so delicious. So you're telling me that you're having this fish taco that I make for you with the ingredients that are listed as part of the meal, which is tuna, tortilla, red cabbage, and mayonnaise. I give that to you. You love it. You're so happy you have received it, but you also hate coleslaw because it's not like I'm a restaurant where I'm just taking your order and saying, tell me what you're allergic to. I'll take it out there. If I give you a fish taco, you're receiving the fish taco with all of the stuff. Coleslaw has mayonnaise. It's gonna leave the taste in the taco, even if you scrub it off. I feel like there's so many other food items. And what I'm trying to get at, like, obviously he can take the coleslaw off. Like, that's not like outside of this realm of possibility. But there's so much food. There's so much food available that I know from the Queen of Sauce or from Gus or from other villagers. And that's the one that he loves. So, can't see my face. But I'm making a face of, what's the truth here? Because we have two extremes. We have love and we have hate. What's going on? Is this you just creating drama? Which Gus does love to do. In his 5 Heart event, he actually shows up at your house, unannounced, at 6 in the morning to stir the pot, quite figuratively and literally. So he'll arrive at the house and he goes, knock, knock, you're walking out. He arrives at your house at 6 a.m. You're literally just waking up. You know how I feel about people being in the house at 6 a.m. It's too early. Like, why are you here? I am just trying to get out to my farm. It's a sunny day, potentially. I need to go water them. I have like a bunch of stuff to do. And you're just showing up unannounced. You didn't call me, you didn't ring me. I maybe have a phone now, I don't know. And he just says, what a beautiful day, huh? I guess. Yes, I'll make small talk, I guess. And the very next one is, as a saloon owner, I hear about everything that's going on in town. Okay. And as the farmer that runs around town, I see a lot about what's going on in town. Like, what? Why are you telling me? Why are you coming to my house? I remember when you first moved here, everyone was a bit unsure of what to expect. All right. A stranger from the city, an unknown personality. Okay. Again, I just woke up. You're the first person I'm seeing today. And you greet me. Oh, announcement. Thank you, Tulip. I just woke up and you greet me outside of my door to tell me when you arrived, everyone was really unsure. And honestly, they thought you were weird. You were an unknown personality, a stranger from the city, very unsure to know what to expect, and you just got here. Yes, I too just got here. Thank you so much for greeting me with arms wide open and being so comforting and a great friend. You knew my grandfather. You're not making it easy at all for me to establish connection. And now you're holding this against me in your 5th Heart event. By this point, I've probably known you for a little bit. Why are you bringing this up now? Then he turns his back to me because this whole time he's just standing directly in front of me. Like, I am one step out the door. He is all the way up right at the landing of my house. He turns around with his back to me and says, 1 sec. Sorry, I have to stir this pot every 5 minutes. And the farmer emotes with the 3 little dots that just says, like, what? Like, what are you talking about? Like, what is this about? Then turns right back around. I didn't know he was holding a pot this whole time because when he is facing the farmer, it looks like his little hands are just off to the side. So you're telling me this whole time he's holding a pot in front of me, telling me I own the saloon, Yes, of course I fucking know. And people weren't sure about you. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, it's like when you're making a sauce. If you put in a new spice, you could ruin everything. What is your point? Why are you telling me this now? Why are you bringing up drama? As soon as he says that, though, I if you put in a new spice, you could ruin everything. The very next scene in that is that he has turned around and the sauce catches on fire. And I feel like that is divine timing, karma, whatever you want to call it, that it lights on fire. Was that the Queen of Sauce's spirit? Was it me? Am I a magician? I mean, I am, of course, like the wizard's apprentice. I'm working on mastering the language of the elementals. So, like, maybe I've learned a new skill, and that includes setting your sauce on fire because you're starting shit for no reason. But he, like, really adeptly stirs the pot as he does. And then it magically is rebalanced. There's like a little magic scene and almost like fairy dust. And he says, but then again, there's always a chance you'll create something new and delicious, right? Ha 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 ha. And the farmer, of course, responds with a question mark over the head, like, what are you saying? To which he says, what am I trying to say? Yeah, what are you trying to say? Your little portrait also keeps oscillating between smiling and concern. And I'm having a really hard time deciphering the point of this conversation because you've come over with your pot of sauce to tell me what you're telling me, insulting me potentially, and then you say, it's been great having you in town, and I've come to think of you as one of my really good friends. This good friend of mine has absolutely confused me, though. Am I ruining everything, or am I something new and delicious, according to Gus? Because even though he's saying I'm a good friend, I did not receive a really clear answer. He loves to stir the pot. Everyone was concerned about me ruining it all. Ruin what? This place was already in ruins. What are you concerned that I'm going to be adding to the equation that isn't ideal? And also, why do you follow that up with, and you are someone I consider to be a really good friend? Personally, I definitely don't like drama for the sake of drama. I like to talk about it and watch it at the periphery and dissect it and psychoanalyze it. Give me a people watching station. I'll sit down. I actually recently was at karaoke with a friend and I turned to them and I was like, I'm having a great time. I am just watching people and then them having fun. If you need me to emote or talk to you, let me know. I will respond. But I'm having a wonderful time. So, like, that's me associating myself with drama. Again, the farmer hasn't done anything. He's coming to me with this information and then is like, okay, now that I've hurt your feelings, insulted you, but then immediately told you that we're good friends, which is not how I like to receive friendship. He's like, I've got a gift for you. What do you think? I've obviously made amends. Here's a gift. We haven't talked about anything. And the gift is that he found the mini jukebox so I can have it, which is nice. Like, I like that I can craft it. And does that, though, make me forgive the intrusion, the 6 a.m. drama for no reason? I'm not really sure. And then he's like, well, I'm going to head home. I got to get this marinara back on the stove. Have a good one. Which I had already forgotten that he's even holding this sauce in his hand, that he's carrying it around. His sauce caught on fire. His sauce caught on fire, and I did not see any hand warmers either. Like, he is just holding this pan or Dutch oven or something, and he's stirring it with his one hand, his spatula, against his body. Like, is he burning himself as well? And it's just so ridiculous. And then I was like, okay, let me go into the cookbook to see if there's some information about this, because the marinara sauce is not something that you can craft or create. That's not a cooking recipe. And there is a marinara sauce in the cookbook. It's called Gus's Famous Marinara Sauce, and you want to be stirring it quite often on the stove, not carrying it around town with you. Like, what is he doing just walking around Pelican Town holding this pot of, sure, famous sauce that I never learned about? He doesn't send it to me as a recipe or anything like that. And also, even that one time that he's like, hey, I need a bunch of eggs because I'm making an omelet. That scene pisses me off because you do all of that work and you don't even get invited to eat the omelet. You don't even get invited to eat the omelet. That's so fucking rude. But he's saying that I'm a really good friend. Thank you. Prove it with your actions, Gus. Prove it, please. And yeah, so do I think he's the queen of sauce? I think that Gus likes to start shit. I think he likes the drama. I think that he enjoys it quite well. So like, could he have a drag persona where he is this drag queen who is giving you recipes? Potentially. I mean, they do start doing reruns after year 2. So really, it's like an investment the first 2 years making the content. And after that, they're just going to keep running over and over again. So in theory, you don't have to be in Sioux City and doing a bunch of work all this time. So it's possible that he could do it. And then in the cookbook as well, in the back of the cookbook, there is a photo of Gus. And I'll be putting this information on Patreon as well for you to see it. It is definitely a whitewash version of him because I consider Gus to be not Caucasian at all. He is a brown man. In the cookbook, he's definitely a white hipster guy with a handlebar mustache. So is this person in the cookbook starting to put on his drag persona makeup to look like the white Queen of Sauce person? Which when I go into the wiki, the Queen of Sauce is described as the Queen of Sauce is a television channel which teaches the player cooking recipe. The Queen of Sauce is a television channel, not a person, not a person. It's described as a television channel. And then even in the book, there is a photo of the Queen of Sauce. But who's to say he didn't hire someone to be the photo, the face, while Gus is also the one that's providing the recipes? Because quite a few of the recipes the Queen of Sauce gives you are then also able to be purchased at the saloon. How is he getting access to this information? Who is sending him the recipes so that he has this knowledge? Because otherwise, again, like, how is he connected to the Queen of Sauce? And can we just talk about the photo of the Queen of Sauce? This person is floating in the sky, crisscross applesauce style, holding their arms up, and then one hand has some kind of cooking device. They've got these purple shoes. It looks like a mask. That does not look like a face at all with, you know, some blonde hair. Can it be Gus? I think Gus can be anything. If Gus wants to be the Queen of Sauce, he definitely can. Do I realistically think that Gus is the Queen of Sauce, though? My honest answer is no. And it's not because of the coleslaw, and it's not because he isn't a blonde floating space alien. It's because I just don't think that Gus has the time. I think that if Gus had more time, he probably could do it, but he is either working or he's sleeping, unless he has a secret trap door where he goes to his underground basement studio and he's recording himself there. Unless, I think it would be amazing if Gus was the Queen of Sauce and that was his drag persona. If that is him, then I also hope that he has drag shows at the saloon. Like, there really needs to be more events happening there, and it would liven up the place. It's a little depressing sometimes unless it's a Friday, and he could do that. He would have a lot of fun. He is someone who wants to connect people in town. He wants to be able to provide joy. He wants to provide safety. So, like, bring your whole self. I hope he has a show. And if he isn't, I hope that the Queen of Sauce shows up and provides classes at the community center. Either way, it's a win-win for everybody. But let me know. I would love to know if you have any screenshots or other fan theories that you think really help substantiate the idea that Gus is a Queen of Sauce, because it is an awesome theory. And tune in for next time where we talk to some guests from across the globe about what they think about Stardew Valley. And thank you for listening. If you have any Stardrop tea to share, please send an email to stardropteapodcast@gmail.com. And please make sure to take really good care care of yourself and your community. See you next time. Bye.